Hi, my name's Emma. I work at Plas y Brenin as one of the mountaineering instructors, and today I'm going to run through with you what I carry on the hill when I'm working on a winter walking or mountaineering course. So you're going to need a rucksack. I tend to go for about 40 litres. Something that you need to think about is in winter we carry more stuff than in summer, so having a big enough bag to carry all that extra kit. Also, the conditions are often quite wet, so I often have a big dry sack that I line the bag with. And then I'm thinking packing wise from the bottom up. So in the bottom of my rucksack are things that I don't want to use particularly often. So things like my first aid kit, which has also a spare head torch in it, a little blizzard bag, just in case of emergencies. Also, I carry a crampon repair kit, so that's things like spare straps, zip ties, spare laces, just in case I need to repair anything. Then also at the bottom of my bag often lives my big puffy warm belay jacket. And then working my way up are things that I'm going to need a little bit more often. So a layer that maybe is a bit more accessible. I carry a water bottle. When I have my water bottle, I fill it with hot water, or hot juice, and then sometimes I use that spare layer to wrap around the bottle, and that keeps the juice really warm all day. So a really important piece of kit in winter is to have a set of goggles. They're really important because you won't be able to navigate or even move in winter if conditions get really bad without having them on your eyes to protect your eyes. Keeping them in a dry bag is really important. It stops them getting wet and stops them fogging up. In less severe conditions, a pair of sunglasses can be enough just to protect your eyes, but also on those bright days they offer lots of sun protection, so really important to have in your bag. Other things that I've got in my bag, I always make sure I've got maps, not just one, but I often have possibly a small one that will be in my pocket, but I have a bigger one in my bag in case that flies off. So not just one map, but two. Compass with timing beads, quite useful, especially in bad weather when you might do some pacing and timing. Things to think about with your compass: don't store it next to your phone or your head torch because the battery can actually affect the compass. Crampons, they need to be accessible because you might need to put them on. And also if you're starting to go into more steep terrain or practicing skills, then having a helmet is really useful. So I tend to carry at least 4 pairs of gloves, nice warm thick ones and some thin ones for when it's a little bit warmer. My ice axe will always be on the outside of my rucksack when you start the day, but I personally really like to have a set of walking poles with me in winter. I like to have lots of food with me in winter because you're going to be burning more calories. So making sure that you've got high calorific food, it's accessible, so I often stuff bars into my pockets and then have something like a good sandwich to keep me going through the day.
The crowd go wild.